Welcome back to coverage here at GP Phoenix. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe. I'm in the booth with Eduardo Sajgalik, and we are ready for round 8 action. This is the last round of the cut. We've got Owen Turtenwald playing mono green Tron. William Bugarin is on 4-color Saheeli. Whoa, he went deep. What do we got here, Eduardo?
We're finally going to see Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah, or are we?
Well, they are in the list.
Theoretically.
Yeah. Oh, wow. No, we're actually going to see the full value package.
Ooh.
Bloodbraid Elf, too.
Wait, both?
Both.
Wow.
This
when they unban these, everybody's like, do I want to play Bloodbraid? Maybe I should play a Jace deck. William's like, nah, dog.
Let's go.
I want all of them.
This is full value. Coiling Oracles, Eternal Witnesses.
Oh, my God.
Felidar Guardians 4, Saheeli Rai 4, Oath of Nissa 4. This is a creature planeswalker.
He's playing. Wait a minute. Did I just see? He either has 3 or 4 Coiling Oracle in hand.
Well, he has 4 in the deck, so let's go.
Owen's like, wait, what?
I haven't seen this card since
I
I drafted
that card
Ravnica.
10 years ago. Look at Owen.
This is great. Poor Owen. You're like trying to fight for day 2, and you see Coiling Oracle, and you're just like, what am I playing? What okay, this is not helping me. The Steam Vent is not helping me. This can't be good for me.
Owen must just be completely puzzled. Now, the good news from Owen's perspective is that, yeah, he needs to have an idea of what William's up to, but he also just kind of has a one-sided game plan anyway. So he's going to enact that. He already has Urza's Mine. He's going to go get a tower.
Yeah, it seems like Owen
maybe try to set up Tron in a couple turns.
Indeed. It seems like Owen mulligans, so he's going to be a little short on the options to pull out.
Yeah, he did mulligan. That's correct.
What Owen wants, most likely, is to get a quick planeswalker in play. Something like a Karn is okay, but you really want Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. Essentially being able to fight that board as quickly as possible. Usually the decks with Coiling Oracle don't tend to be shy on permanents to put in play. So that's what Owen is going to try to do.
Oh, yeah, we did it. Coiling Oracle, beat down, engage. He has 2 more copies of that card in his hand right now. He's going to crack a Misty Rainforest and line something up. It won't be a Bloodbraid Elf because he's already attacked. I didn't see a Jace in his hand.
We're likely going to see those 2 Oracles.
He's just going to get a forest and...
Yeah, he needs another green mana source.
This man is a little tricky.
Yes.
You see him going, wait, I want to be able to cast everything, though.
Yeah, so if he wants to cast both Oracles here, he needs to fetch a green.
Yeah.
And that's why I think here would have been correct to start. If your plan was to make 2 Oracles, would have been to start with an Oracle so that you can see what you get and then you can fetch in consequence. You lose very little value by not fetching first.
Oh, he's actually not going to do that.
This means for me that he's going to go for a Saheeli Rai here.
Okay.
Since that's the best use of his mana in this exact scenario. Although that does run into a Karn or an Ugin or an Oblivion Stone from Owen, but it does force Owen's action. So it's okay to just lose the Saheeli here. Oblivion Stone specifically would be a real problem. Because Owen doesn't have to use the Oblivion Stone right away. He can just wait until William's going to do something nasty, like a Felidar Guardian, and then he can pop it. Something like, Worldbreaker is okay here, although he correctly identifies that William only has access to 1 white source. But yeah, this fetch land, if William has the Felidar Guardian, that's basically everything.
Yeah, and he does have access to white mana. We saw a Sacred Foundry, and he can even get a Hollowed Fountain with it. Uh-oh. Are we going to see the Saheeli Rai combo here?
I mean, Owen definitely knows if there's a Felidar Guardian. There we go.
Oh, my goodness. He actually did it. Look at William. He's like, yep, every day.
Yeah, this match is horrible for Owen. Just... Owen doesn't put fast enough of a clock or the right type of disruption outside of Oblivion Stone to be able to fight what William's doing, and he can just see it here.
What's going on here?
There are a lot of colors involved.
Saheeli.
But yeah.
That was sweet.
Oh, man. William is so prepared for this
William,
matchup.
dude, hit me up with the deck list, bro.
Oh, man.
I'm liking what I'm seeing
I can see the deck list, and it's beautiful. Although it's a shame that the free crumble to dust aren't cascades off Bloodbraid Elf, but I'll forgive William for that. I guess. But those are definitely coming in. The 2 Stony Silence and free crumbles are perfect against Owen.
This is really funny. Owen actually was going to ask the judge for an Oracle text ruling on a card. I don't know which one because it's on the table. And William heard him and just said, I'll just show them to you if that's easier. And Owen said, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
He wanted to look at the combo again. It has been a while.
Yes.
Since
that was
since
an
Owen Bull has seen
interesting
that.
standard format. I remember the Pro Tour where the Saheeli combo was legal, and it did so poorly because everybody identified that Mardu was amazing. And that's not the combo you want in the face of everybody running shock and unlicensed disintegration.
That's right. You can just interrupt it with any damage source.
Turns out the combo is a lot more resilient in Modern. 1/4 creature is not actually that easy to deal with.
Right, dodges Lightning Bolt.
Right, Fatal Push needs work. Like, it does need a fetch line. You need to be prepared. Saheeli Rai is 4 loyalty as a Planeswalker, so it's about as difficult to kill as Liliana, although it doesn't defend itself. So if you have the board, which William will easily have between Oracles, Witnesses, and Birds and Bloodbraid Elves and all this random nonsense, that he's going to be able to protect his walkers. And that's his plan. Essentially get a walker, get some early creatures down, get a walker, get the value, combo off. From Owen's side for this matchup, he's going to bring in every piece of interaction he can. Here, Dismember is pretty good. The Spatial Contortions just don't do much here. The Spellskite with Felidar Guardian is probably the reason he was looking for the Oracle text. Essentially because Spellskite, and this is where I would like to see, I guess, the text of Felidar Guardian as well, is does Spellskite interrupt that combo? I believe Saheeli Rai is copy target artifact. I'm not sure if it's you control specifically. But yeah, if Spellskite can redirect either of those effects, then it would come in. Otherwise, it wouldn't. Otherwise, I like the free Thought-Knot Seers. And I think that's what Owen's going to bring is those free Thought-Knot Seers. And try to basically go over the top with trying to get a Planeswalker in, go Thought-Knot Seer, get a Planeswalker in play. The most important card for you to tell that Owen's winning, Oblivion Stone. Because that card deals with every single problem permanent that William has. And the way you can tell that William's winning is a quick Crumble to Dust, a Stony Silent that's active. Those are the problems that Owen's going to have to face.
Owen's teasing William a little, and they're having a chat. It's funny because Owen, when he plays Magic, gets super dialed in, and he looks really serious, so people think he's a really serious person. And look, he does take his professional Magic career quite seriously, but he is hilarious. If he's and he's fun, he's goofy too. He's not people that haven't had a chance to hang out with Owen, outside of the Magic table. He's a crazy man. He's not the stoic person you think he is when he's at the table.
Yeah, and I think that perception in part has gone away over time because Owen has, as many people do when they grow up, evolved. I think Owen's personality over the years has actually gotten more to accept that kind of goofy, wanting to love life side, and has gone, because before he was very stoic and very in the game, and those things are important, but it's important to realize you're playing, you want to live your life according to what you care about, and it's important to not just always have that game face on and just, be a human being.
Right. Okay, here we go. We are underway.
Oh, wow.
Chromatic Sphere there for Owen Turtenwald, but he's got one Tron piece down. Noble Hierarch. Uh-oh, that's threatening.
Yeah, William did have a Noble Hierarch in his hand already. But yeah, that's basically what William wants to do. Noble Hierarch, Planeswalker.
I think the Noble Hierarch's going to get killed here.
The biggest difference between the green and the black versions of Tron. So Tron always plays green, but sometimes they play black cards, like Fatal Push and Collective Brutality. And this is a matchup, and Thoughtseize, and this is a matchup where Owen really would love to have access to those cards. Essentially, Collective Brutality is maybe not the best, but something like Thoughtseize or Fatal Pushing that Noble Hierarch would be really powerful effects that Owen would love to have access to.
I actually thought I saw a Dismember in hand for Owen. He decided to play the map after cracking the Chromatic Star there. Maybe I was mistaken, though.
It's kind of likely, and I'm just saying this because the Expedition map could have been played next turn and cracked next turn with free mana, so I would think that Owen would Dismember a Noble Hierarch, unless he values killing the combo more, because he doesn't know that William's running Jace the Mind Sculptor. He doesn't understand, maybe he doesn't...
how important that Hierarch is just for his mana?
Yeah, like the combo is Owen does. I mean, from a macro perspective, there is the dismember.
He does have one.
Yeah, from a macro perspective, Owen wants to just get to Karn, Ugin, Oblivion Stone, Ulamog, and he knows that. One of the only ways maybe that he feels he can get there is by basically he's worried that William could combo off. So that dismember is like gold. So he decides I can't use this on a mana creature because I am going to need it to disrupt the combo down the line.
Yeah, interesting line of play because that does mean that William, at least from our seat, has access to all of his value cards, and Noble Hierarch is an insanely good source of mana for William because his mana is a little awkward. He's on the all fetch lands, all shock lands of all different types, and he could easily be taken off of a color, just be missing something or not be able to cast one spell or the other. But a Hierarch really helps smooth that out.
Yeah.
Giving him double blue.
Yeah, and all William has to do is just untap and play another mana creature. So I definitely understand the line here. Yeah, especially because Owen could get hit by a Stony Silence or some way to disrupt his Tron, and then he's in trouble. So I think keeping the Dismember for the combo might be the right line. It's just that it's going to look really awful in the face of turn 2 Planeswalker, turn 3 Planeswalker.
Wow, so here we go. Jace the Mind Sculptor on the battlefield. He's going to brainstorm right away.
Oh, wow.
But the shields will be fully down here, right? I mean, are we talking about a situation where William can just get absolutely destroyed by, say, an Ugin?
Yep, indeed.
I mean, just -4 on Ugin and just completely wipe the board?
Ugin or Oblivion Stone both do a very good job at the exact same thing.
Because that power plant is the last Tron piece there for Turtenwald. He's going to have 8 mana on his turn.
Yeah. That said, William doesn't actually run counter magic. So it's not like, I mean...
Yeah, tapping out is fine.
Yeah, it is a blue deck, so shields are down makes sense. But at the same time, William is just digging to that crumble to dust. Basically, both players, their way of winning is going through, making their own game plan happen. And Owen is the one that is more likely to disrupt his opponent. William has free crumble to dust, and outside of that, he's not disrupting what his opponent does. I would say crumble to dust is as close to you win the game as possible. And there's a reason why Tron players sometimes play Warping Whale, is because countering key sources is a really important piece of interaction. So I think the fact that Owen is not running Warping Whale actually damages his chances immensely here. But yeah, Karn taking care of the Jace, I think the correct line here. Shields still has the access to Dismember if William decides to go for the combo. And clearly, Jace is a much bigger problem than than Saheeli is going to be.
Yeah, Owen making sure, I think, that Saheeli and an attack from a Hierarch would not get rid of Karn, and it doesn't. That would leave Karn still with 1 loyalty.
There's plenty to start ticking that thing up again.
Right, and you know how quickly it goes when you're +4ing every turn. Here's Coiling Oracle.
I mean, that's why it costs 7 mana, right? It's meant to be balanced by costing 7. Of course, if you run it on turn 3, that's totally fine.
It feels like the balance gets tossed slightly out of whack when you do that, but here we are. Ooh, but another Noble Hierarch actually is enough. So are we going to see that Dismember, or is it too risky? This is really interesting. Because another Hierarch means that first one can attack for 2 plus the Healy.
Yeah, whether we see this Dismember or not is entirely based on how confident Owen is. I think Owen will not fire the Dismember if he feels that he will fire the Dismember if he feels he needs the Karn, which is to say he's going to be he's behind.
Right.
If he has things to do,
right.
I probably would just let this Karn go on average. So it would Oh, this is actually even cooler. You get to copy the Oracle rather than deal 1 damage.
It gets haste anyway, sure.
Yeah, it deals free damage. Yeah, get the value.
Yeah, so it's the same effect as far as Karn's concerned, but yeah, he does get a little bit of bonus here. And yeah, Owen just says no. Yeah, that was a nice play from William, because if Owen does want to use his 1 Dismember on that, it's just a token that's dying anyway.
Yeah. And I think at this
that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think that was good play by William, but even more so, the macro plan from Owen, not using the Dismember on the Hierarch, has influenced every single turn of this game.
Yes, it has.
It's meant that Owen was slightly more behind than he should be, but now it means that at this point, he's not dead to a Felidar Guardian, which he might otherwise be dead to. So that was a really... I mean, sure, William doesn't have the Felidar Guardian, but that doesn't mean that Owen's line was wrong. It's just... Owen,
Well, and how far behind is Owen? I mean, it looks really bad, but Saheeli Rai not the most impactful planeswalker on her own, and he has a grand total of 1 power. Sure, he's got a couple of exalted creatures, but still, he's attacking for 3 here. It's not a big deal.
yeah, right, perfect point. Owen's at 18 life, plenty of time. Here he was, Chromatic Sphere is maybe not what he was looking for. He was looking, to dig to an Oblivion Stone.
How about Big Daddy in hand?
Oh, Ulamog?
Oh, yeah. Found him one of those.
I do like Ulamog. Maybe not at its prime here. First, you want to clear the board, then lands. Suffice to say, the double exile permanent effect is not going to be sufficient. It's okay, but you need to keep that Dismember up. That's the actual key.
So Owen's going to get rid of all the graveyards here. Not particularly noteworthy, I don't believe, at this point, though he's going to get a card off of it, which is Sylvan Scrying. He can use that to go get another tower. He also did draw an Oblivion Stone, though I believe he's a bit short. He had like a mana floating or something, but he's not going to be able to cast and activate in the same turn.
Yeah, and because of this, decks like Williams are more likely to run a card like Court of Calling. Although I would start like slowly going, like maybe he's not running Court of Calling because Jace is already like taking some slots. So there is a chance that he's not running Court. So running the Oblivion Stone here into a potential Court into a value creature that could destroy it, like a Vidian Renegades, could be a problem. And the thing is, like, William not necessarily running these cards. It's just like you have to respect them because you don't know what William's running. And that's a key part of the challenge. Although, yeah, like here, one interesting thing, I guess, yeah, Owen already made his land drop for that turn.
No.
No?
I don't. Did he? Did he play the forest for the turn? Okay, yeah, he must have.
Yeah, somebody must have didn't
I
play.
thought he didn't play a land. Like I was just looking at that going, wait a second. I thought he was going to be able to play the land and have the 3 extra mana, but not.
Yeah, because last turn it was Karn plus mana for Dismember.
Yes.
And I'd be surprised. I mean, he has lands in hand.
Well, he went and searched one up, yeah, with Sylvan Scrying.
Yeah, so
I thought he was going to play it, but then I'm like, wait, what just happened?
There's no fundamental strategic reason to not play the land here.
Did Owen forget to play a land?
Man, I mean,
doesn't sound likely, but
I wish I had another explanation. I mean,
maybe we'll ask him about it.
Yeah, days are long. that's my explanation.
Sure.
But
there's Saheeli Rai number 2, of course, going to replace the other one.
Yeah, I'm trying to find like.
Yeah, I was
compelling reason to.
Shaking my head a little, like, wait, what did I miss here?
Yeah, it's not fighting. Like, you might as well play out your lands most of the time. So not playing them is atypical. So you're wondering why, especially with Sylvan Scrying. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll move on from there, I think.
Yeah.
Walking Ballista.
Immediately punished. Where's Walking Ballista?
It's okay. I mean, it's okay for this turn. You get Oblivion Stone plus mana to activate it, which makes Williams' next turn horrifically bad.
Sure, so you didn't want to cast it at that point anyway. And he's just going to go ahead and main phase this. Oh, my God. Oblivion Stone is so nasty. The fact that it also takes out Planeswalkers is so brutal.
I mean, it wasn't designed at the time to do so.
No, that's what I'm saying. But it's like, how about just everything?
Yeah, it's gone. It's all gone. And, yeah, Oblivion Stone is one of those hard-working cards that people forget about in the Tron decks. Basically, it's a 4 of in the Tron deck every time. And people keep forgetting how critical it is. But, yeah.
Ooh, Stony Silence?
A little late to the party, I would argue.
Yeah. It's going to reduce Walking Ballista to just a 1/1. And there's an Eternal Witness. Okay, so William starting to work his way back to potential combo town.
Well,
but you got to like Owen's side of the field here with all of this mana.
I really like
a lot of time to develop his board too.
Yeah, I really like his side with that Ulamog in hand.
Yeah,
that's a side I can.
You find that to be favorable?
Yeah,
I'm with you on this one, Eduardo.
Slightly.
It's just you, me, and Ulamog.
Just you, me, and Ulamog.
We all think that's pretty good.
The adventures we'll have. But that said, here I think Owen, if we had seen Ulamog correctly, Owen should be able to take this one down with it.
Yeah, we did. You know, one little interesting wrinkle here is, does Owen even bother with the Stony Silence?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he's going to take it out just to unlock the Walking Ballista?
Yeah, Walking Ballista, Expedition Map, Oblivion Stone. There's a
Okay.
Sphere, Star. There are enough artifacts in the deck you want to get rid of that.
Okay, fair enough.
That said, here, William is basically going to die.
Right. I just curious. Yeah, because Owen is so much in the driver's seat now. This game is effectively over. I mean, I assume that William doesn't have a reasonable answer for Ulamog. You know, Jace bounce it doesn't work out the way that you really hope it would.
No. Interestingly, Owen still has access to the Dismember. The Ballista can disrupt the combo too. But I find it interesting how Owen played this game and still has access to Dismember. I think he played this really cagely to basically, you know, he understood that he was ahead. He just didn't want to lose to the combo, so he kept the Dismember for the combo. That was actually really spot on from Owen. It looks weird because he never used it, so you could argue, well, he didn't have the value. But like the way this game would have developed, it was correct, I think, for Owen to keep the Dismember. Oh, there's that Jace the Mind Sculptor. Bloodbraid Elf, Oath of Nissa into Jace the Mind Sculptor. How to get both cards in one go.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's not looking really good against Big Daddy, though.
Yeah, a little too late against the Hungry Man there.
Yeah. Owen doesn't even need to reveal cards. I think here
is he thinking about just killing off the Bloodbraid and just getting in for 10 because it's lethal?
I think here Owen is going with, I can only really lose this when I walk to Path to Exile. And you know what? I don't know what this deck is. I'm going to see if William allows me to see 20 cards. Because I can always activate this Walking Ballista in combat, and now he sees those crumble to dust. I think in William's shoes, I would have actually conceded there because this is way too much information to give for game free.
Oh, especially a guy like Owen Turtenwald, especially when William is not winning this game. I mean, he can't come back, right?
And I don't think so. I think Owen here, you double pump the Ballista, you kill the Bloodbraid Elf.
Look at this. Owen's just going to soak it in. He's going to have a little glass of wine out on the porch with a good book. Take in all that information, see what he can learn from it.
Yeah, and yeah, this is just very heads-up play. Like, you just pump the Ballista at the right time.
So he gets to do both, the thing I suggested and the thing you suggested.
Yes.
Kill William right now, but also find out a bunch of cards. Wow. Yeah. It's interesting because most Magic players are at the stage of their career, right, where they need to work on the big picture stuff, right?
Sure.
Major game plans, tight technical play. But when you get up to the upper levels where you're at, where Owen's at, those are the types of plays that, you can really appreciate, right? Taking the time to say, I could gain a lot of information about what William's doing here, and I could kill him this turn rather than just being like, look, I'm winning the game, attack you, whatever, Because it's so easy to just get loose there and just let him block and be like, yeah, there's nothing you can draw, attack you again, you're dead. You just don't, at that point, you just, you're looking around and seeing, if your buddies are starting to come around, maybe dinner's starting to form or whatever. But Owen, very cleanly made sure that he won the game on that turn while also getting the most information he could. It's really impressive to see those little tiny mechanical things.
Right, and if William had Path to Exile, he would still have dealt some damage with the Ballista. He gets to recast the Ballista next turn, killing the Jace if it has, because William might be in a spot where he has to bounce it. And he still has access to Dismember if it was like Path into Guardian Saheeli. So Owen really covered basically all the bases. He was like 100% to win, and he just got like 102, 105% here, getting that information for the game free. So essentially, that's the question. You've won this game. How do you win a little more the next one? Well, that's the way to do it. You just get information on your opponent's deck. Very good spot as well to do the attack first, get the trigger, and then pump the Ballista. Just, there's no cost to doing any of this. But yeah. On the play, William should be favored since his game plan tends to be faster than what Owen's trying to perform, as long as he's going full in on the combo. Owen doesn't have many copies of the key cards that interact early. The Dismember. Well, there's two with the sideboard. The Ballista. Those are important cards. I mean, Oblivion Stone is the card that turns Owen's game from I'm in trouble. Okay, I've won. But yeah, William has access to Crumble to Dust, which is a self-made combo where you just kill your opponent's game plan, and then the Felidar Guardian Saheeli Rai combo being very quick. And Owen doesn't have many ways to interact. So, I mean, William is ahead in this matchup for sure. But with this mulligan and Owen's play skill, it's a lot closer than it should be. Owen's definitely going to try to eke out every bit of advantage he can. And that you can kind of see that with the relics of Progenitus here, which he kept in to cycle. It is good against the Eternal Witness plan. But yeah, here Owen is aggressive. I believe aggressively mulliganing. He had like some mana in hand, but it wasn't like anything special.
So he's going to go ahead and take a mulligan here.
But yeah, in post-board games where you have access to Stony Silence and Crumble to Dust, it's usually correct to mulligan a lot more aggressively because those cards are worth way more than anything else in your deck. So that's why you'll see post-board, like in Modern especially, people are much more likely to mulligan. So one of the things you can do for post-board matches, if you can set up your deck to just be a better mid-range good card deck, you tend to have an edge in post-board games, as you saw maybe earlier in the day with John Stern. Or Owen has that sideboard plan too, of the Fodnaught Seers and Fractusk. Your opponent's boarding in all these cards against your plan, and then you just go like, well, I have these 4 and 5 mana creatures. And you can kind of play this mid-range game, where you just play good cards, and that gives you an edge because your opponent's aggressively mulliganing for Stony Silence. So like, oh, here's a Fodnaught Seer. That doesn't care.
Right.
That said, it's really hard for the mid-range plan, and that's why this matchup's unfavorable for Owen on average. It's very hard for Owen to go for Fodnaught Seer because William can very easily block that. It's not a real threat, so to speak, and it's very easy for William to get value from Eternal Witness, Coiling Oracles, etc.
Okay, Owen's got a keeper here, and same with William. Feels like Owen's deck would mulligan better than Williams, but we'll see. Here's a Birds of Paradise on turn 1. Ooh, little map off the top there. Let's play that. Passes the turn back to William, trying to make day 2 with 4 colors Saheeli. This is a sweet deck. Coiling Oracle, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Bloodbraid Elf. He's got it all.
He decided these cards are unbanned. They were banned for a reason. Let's run all of them. I mean, he's
I
running
love that
7
base
out of
level logic,
Yeah, he's running 7 out of 8 possible previously banned cards. I guess 7 out of 8 is not so bad. But yeah, here interestingly, he really values that Saheeli in play pretty highly. He's going to look very hard for a land. He could have gone for the Oath of Nissa to really guarantee hitting a mana creature or a land. In order to make that Bloodbraid Elf next turn stick. I think here Williams should keep that land.
Yeah, Flooded Strand.
Yeah, if the bird gets killed, you really want access to that mana. The thing, though, at least Saheeli guarantees the mana since you can always copy the Birds of Paradise. So, like, by playing the Saheeli, William was guaranteeing access to 4 mana. If he plays the Oath of Nissa here over the Bloodbraid Elf, I would expect to see Saheeli Rai copy Birds of Paradise in order to give mana.
Okay. That's a neat little play, too.
Yeah, turn Saheeli into, I don't know, what would be the effect? Mox Opal, I guess, would be the closest.
Can we call it a little Lotus Petal?
I guess that's fair, yeah. The little flying Lotus Petal that was.
Little one-shot mana.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a little bit of sequence here. I think it would have been better for William to start by copying the bird if he was committing to playing Bloodbraid Elf. And the rationale for that is if Owen did have access to a Dismember here on the bird, that would cut William's entire turn. So I actually think William should have started here by copying the bird if that was his plan. Because if Owen has the Dismember and interacts, that would be a disaster. Basically turning Dismember into Time Walk. And that's just not an acceptable upgrade to your opponent's card.
And he did, in fact, make that exact play that you described. Yeah, he's like, I make a bird, I tap it. But Owen says,
wait.
Hold, please. Uh-oh.
Yep. This is what I was talking about.
Oh. He said okay. And he's going to play Jace the Mind Sculptor. This is a heck of a turn here. And Owen just looked down at that Oblivion Stone and was like, in Oblivion Stone we trust, apparently. In
Oblivion Stone and Ugin. I think Owen had to decide at that point, okay, well, I basically, my plan, what is my plan? I don't think he had access to Dismember. This would have been a really good turn to do so. I think at this plan, Owen is very clearly going, I'm getting to turn 4, and I'm making Ugin the Spirit Dragon or Oblivion Stone. And that's my plan. That is all it is. That is all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be fancier. Once I get rid of all of William's permanents, games of Magic will seem very easy. So here it's a race. Can Owen get to Tron faster than William can win this match? Jace the Mind Sculptor helps a lot, though. But between Saheeli Rai and Jace, William has a lot more shots at Crumble to Dust. So what I would like to see next turn from William is digging hard for Felidar Guardian or Crumble to Dust. So I'd like to see him go...
Well, he's hitting from multiple angles here.
Yeah, I'd like him to go Scry with the Saheeli Rai and then Brainstorm to maximize the number of cards he sees in 5.
So what happens here from Owen's perspective, though? He's just racing to try to get Tron down ASAP.
Yeah, Owen is pretty clearly, I need Tron. That this is what matters. This is the only thing. Yeah, you can see it here, map go.
Yeah, and he has Tron then next turn, assuming that William doesn't interact with his lands.
Yeah. So one thing is, I forgot about the cards that were put back with Jace. So I think here William should have shuffled and then scryed. He can't win this game if he doesn't draw Crumble to Dust or the combo. So he should have maximized his chances, and every card is critical. Although here he draws the Felidar Guardian, and if I was William here, I would just slam that because there's not that many interaction pieces, and you're not beating Oblivion Stone next turn, so you need to slam that and
there
hope
it
that
is.
it sticks.
Does Owen have the answer? Because William says, I'm going for it. Copy. Copy. Owen says, okay. And that's going to do it. William wins the match and advances to day number 2. A handshake from Owen Turtenwald, but a disappointing day for him. He's not making day 2 at a GP. That does not happen very often.